Hi, I'm Gary Neville, and these are my first and lasts. So, when was the first time that I got told off by Sir Alex Ferguson? The first proper time was definitely at Nottingham Forest away in my second season. I'd played for England in Euro 96, and he said, if you weren't playing for England, I wouldn't pick you in this team. And he absolutely battered me at the end of a game. I'd not played well I think it was half time, and at the end of the game, he had a go at me. And he ripped my head off. That's in the first team. He'd had a go at me, I think, in a reserve team game 2 or 3 years before, and he made us come in at 6 o'clock the morning after and run round, do a cross country, about 5 mile cross country. So yeah, when was the last time someone gave you a proper dressing down? Oh, I get those quite often. My daughters, for trying to post a picture of them on Instagram, yeah, they go crazy. Take that down now. So last week it was on my birthday, I posted a picture out and they wanted me to take it down and they were fuming with me. When was the first time you thought about management? When the call came about Valencia. Yeah, I never wanted to do management. It happened, and but that was the first time that I really thought about it because I loved Peter and wanted to do it. When was the last time you thought about management? Oh, the day I left Valencia. Never thought about it since, ever. What was your first impression of Carragher? I mean, it's Carragher, isn't it? I think just a loud mouth guy from Liverpool when my first impression of him when he was playing. Do you know something? My first impression of him was his own goals against United, those 2 at the Cop End. I mean, who scores 2 at the Cop End against your biggest rival? That was my first impression of him. What is your lasting impression of Carragher? Loves his football, loves his family, passionate, and a good guy. When was the first time you thought Roy Keane was terrifying? Oh, Coventry. Coventry away, half time. I took an extra touch before I crossed it. And Roy wasn't very happy with me, and yeah, that was the first time that I saw felt the wrath of Roy. When was the last time Roy Keane terrified you? It was maybe once on the overlap on Stick to Football where he had those eyes and he looked at, I can't remember what it was, maybe a couple of years ago. I thought, oh, here we go, back off. When was your first argument with a teammate? Oh, Chris Casper, my centre-back partner with United when I was in the youth team. I used to argue with him every 10 minutes. Ben Thornley as well. Literally argue with him every 10 minutes, both of them, all the time. Still to this day, actually. When was your last argument with a teammate? My one with Jamie Redknapp at Brentford a few years ago was good, wasn't it?
We didn't win the league for 30 years at Liverpool, right? Just look at me when I'm talking to you. We didn't win the league for 30 years,
Jamie,
right?
you've only got the players before the break.
We went through it.
That was a good one, that. It was like where did that come from? I was just chilling a little bit, relaxing. When was the first time you Googled yourself? I don't think I've ever Googled myself, have I? The first time will have been a birthday or some form of event to get a picture. Last time will have been my brother's birthday, and I put Gary Neville and Philip Neville and Tracy Neville, and I see if there was a picture actually of us so I could put it on Instagram. When was the first time you were properly starstruck? 100% when I was 18, going asking Brian Robson what he thinks I should do with going seeing the boss for my new contract. And I was shaking like a leaf. He was my hero. But I'd been told to go and see him because he was the captain of the club, and I was literally a nervous wreck. I remember sitting across from him in the canteen. I can see him now. I couldn't get my words out. When was the last time I was starstruck? I saw Julia Roberts in a restaurant in New York about a year ago. Like, Julia Roberts is like, I didn't go over to her or anything like that, but Julia Roberts? That's like big, isn't it, Julia Roberts? Quite like famous. I'm trying to think who else that I've seen that I absolutely love. Oh, Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen stayed at my hotel for a whole 2 weeks last summer, and he exclusively hired it, and I didn't go in. I am massively starstruck on Bruce Springsteen, but I didn't go into the hotel because I thought, no, do the right thing, let the man relax. He's doing his concerts. I wouldn't want Mither in. He won't want Mither in. He doesn't care about me. But I wrote him a letter, said thank you for staying at our hotel. Yeah, that Bruce Springsteen, I'll go with that. Who was the first player to wow or impress me? Ryan Giggs. Without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, Brian Robson when I played for United, but the first player I've ever saw live that I thought, oh my God, what is that? Was Ryan Giggs playing a game against Lillishall. He scored a goal, like a sort of half bicycle kick, sort of overhead kick, but it was, yeah, like one of them ones with his left foot, obviously. And I remember thinking, I was sub in the game. Lillishall was the national school at the time. And I remember thinking, he was playing for United under 15s, we were United under 16s. I remember thinking, oh my God, I've never seen anything like that. I'm nowhere near this level. Who was the last player to wow me? De Bruyne is the one that you watch and you just think that is class. Absolute different level. When was the first time you heard the crowd sing your name? Oh, I remember quite early on, Gary Neville is a Red was sung by United fans and then sung it a lot. I was actually a little bit at the time like embarrassed because I thought, oh, where's that come from? And obviously, like, you hate Scouts, so it built a thing obviously against Liverpool as well. Because there was a headline in one of the newspapers. I'd done a sort of fanzine piece with Pete Boyle, and I'd said that I grew up hating Liverpool, and the headline was Gary Neville hates Scousers. It wasn't really a true statement, really. It was a moment of, I grew up hating Liverpool, hated them because basically they won everything, and Dalglish, Barnes, all those players that sort of ruined my childhood. So it was more of that sort of comment, but it then transformed into I hate Scousers, I don't like them. When was the last time you heard the crowd sing your name? Oh, every League Two game for Salford, Gary Neville. I mean, every single game, every single match. They run a sweepstake at Salford, the staff. How long will it take into the game for the away fans? Shrewsbury, I think the other night, were about 15 minutes. That's quite long. Usually it comes in the first 2 or 3 minutes. When was the first time a senior pro looked after me? Do you know who was brilliant with us? Dion Dublin was brilliant with young lads when we played for the reserves. Yeah, I must say Mickey Phelan and Dion Dublin were great with us when we played for the reserves and sort of really looked after us. Brian Robson, when we played for the A team, was really good with us. Fantastic. And then all the lads in the first team, to be fair, they were hard with us, but they were also very good with us and protective. Who was the last pro you gave advice or coaching to? Yeah, maybe Delhi I spoke to last week, but not necessarily giving advice, but yeah, get back in, make sure you work hard, keep going, that sort of thing. Giving them encouragement. Salford defenders about 4 or 5 weeks ago, just to have a session with them. Yeah, maybe that was just, I went in, I go in probably once a year and we just have a chat and a conversation. Oh, that's it, we're done.